Okay, so second video, page 77, just down the bottom, the air service now. All right, so most travelers most passengers travel by Bahamas Air. Okay, it's our national airline and most well known. There are others which are being served by other islands are being served by a growing number of private airlines. All right, so I've just added some examples. I'm sure you've flown with some of these: Western Air, Silver, JetBlue, Silver, JetBlue, Western, and Pineapple Air. Okay, so there's some of the local private airlines not owned by the government. Just going to skip over the next page and then we're done with Bahamas today. Okay, this is page 79. So again, not a huge amount to highlight here. Okay, some islands, most settlements are without a regular service. Okay, so there's not huge. Some settlements don't fly direct, for example, from Nassau. Now, most islands are given direct routes, but not every settlement on each island would have it. So, for example, Eastern Grand Bahama, Southern Abaco, they face a difficult on land journey of 50 to 80 kilometers to reach the nearest airport. So, whilst each island is serviced by airlines, not every settlement on those islands are. So you can fly to an island but then still have to drive quite a distance to try and get to where you want to go, which is costly and kind of ineffective. Okay, just back on page 78 as well, again a similar map as we saw with the mail boats. Alright, and you can see we got New Providence, Andros, and all the rest: Exuma, Cat, Long, Eleuthera. Okay, and you can just see again the level of traffic in between each place. Okay, so again, between New Providence and Grand Bahamas, by far and away the most flight paths. Okay, and then it gets less and less the further south you go. Okay, so it's quite difficult to access some of these areas further down. All right, so what we're going to do is finish with Bahamas today. There, I'm going to go through a short PowerPoint with you in the video, and then the assignment. Okay, so let me just get this presenting to you. Okay, so transport then. All right, to take or carry people or goods from one place to another by means of a vehicle, aircraft, or ship. Okay, so we're gonna. I forgot to put any headings on, but you can just head up your page. But the unit is transport. The topic can be transport, and the objective is to just describe and explain the various transport methods. Here's our definition for transport. That will be a question on your assignment, so please write that down. And then some other little keywords. We got subsidies, infrastructure, freight, and perishable. Okay, so please make a note of those. These are tricky. Okay, subsidies. This is when the government covers some of a company's costs to ensure it can offer its service. Airlines in the Bahamas will be subsidized by the government as it is a vital service. So we saw that word earlier. Mail boats are also subsidized. So the country needs mail boats and airlines to work and to be going regularly. So if they're making a loss, the government will step in and ensure that they actually make a profit. Okay, they'll cover some costs. Infrastructure then, in terms of transport, this refers to the quality of roads, rail lines, shipping ports, and airports. In other words, all the systems needed to ensure transport runs properly. So the infrastructure for transport to work is all of these other little bits. Freight, this refers to the weight or load of goods which are being transported. And perishable, this refers to materials or products which turn bad quickly and need to be transported quickly. Alright, so again, we look at that a little bit when we talk about trade as well. So make a note of those, please. Next of all of this stuff will help you with your assignment, so do please pay close attention. Okay, this is energy efficiencies. So we've got by sea, by rail, and by road. All right, so per ton of or per gallon of fuel, boats go considerably further than road, or than road anyway. Rail somewhere in between. Also, boats can bring considerably more cargo or people as well. So with this little diagram, shipping is probably the cheapest and most effective way of transport. Okay, so we've got some other little diagrams then. Flying, rail, and again shipping. Okay, estimated transport times from Asia over to Europe. So flying 1 to 10 days. It's a day maximum, but it's quite expensive. Rail 14 to 19 days, less expensive. Shipping is the cheapest option, but it takes considerably longer. So when we're comparing transport methods, all right, you have to look at length of time, cost, the amount it can carry, all of these things. So I'll go through that again in a bit more detail shortly. Don't want to do that one. We've done our cruise ships. Okay, so again, just with our cruise ships as well as also in our method of transport. This is our George's Wharf from above, and you can see these perfect straight lines here. Okay, where we've dug out the channel, made it deeper. Okay, so we can get the transport of these boats in and out of here. Okay, and we've looked at those maps already. Now, challenges associated, so we do need to know some of these challenges. All right, the uniqueness of scattered islands. Okay, so settlements on many islands. All right, so there's a lot of people spread over huge areas, never easy to transport. Okay, it's 500 air miles between Grand Bahama and Abaco. Okay, only transport is air and sea. There's no way we can build a bridge between those. All right, Nassau is the hub. It seems to have everything. So to get to Mayagana, you have to go through Anagua to get to Nassau and so on. So there's only one hub, one central piece really, which is Nassau, which is also a big challenge. All right, again, some islands have less than 30 residents, like Long Key, which makes it almost not worthwhile servicing with transport, but we have to. We can't not have transport for people. Then we've already seen low-lying, so flooding, and limestone rock, not very good. So these are all challenges for transport in the Bahamas. Lots of people on lots of islands, all spread out. Okay, don't worry about those questions. We will come to those. Now, air versus ocean freight. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too long on this. Okay, because we will go through a little worksheet in a few moments about this also. All right, so air freight is best used when the cost of shipping is less than 15 or 20% the value of goods. All right, so it's only worthwhile when the cost of the actual flight is not going to cost very much, all right, compared to the amount of goods it's carrying. So you need to make sure, okay, that what you're bringing is going to sell or to trade is going to be worth flying there. It'll cover the costs of that. Okay, so air freight is faster, safer, and more reliable than oceans, but it's far more expensive. Okay, so there's a little example here. So it's faster, it's safer, it's more reliable than ocean freight, but it's far more expensive. So again, you have to weigh up which one you want to use. Airlines also have far stricter regulations when it comes to shipping hazardous material. So again, I'm not going through all these, but on boats it's a lot more casual. You can get on and off a lot easier than on airlines. All right. Ocean freight. Ocean offers more capacity and value. All right. Now this again, here you see this word container. So one container can hold over 50,000 cans of soda, and a container ship can easily carry a couple hundred containers. All right. So ocean freight offers far more volume and value because of how much it can carry. Yes, it takes much longer, but it can carry far, far more. Okay, it is much, much slower. Okay, and if you're bringing in products, then you have to go through customs and declare everything you have, and people have to check each container and all this kind of thing. Okay, so everything has its good and bad sides. Ocean freight also, another modern issue is ocean freight has a much better carbon footprint than air. It produces far less pollution than air transport. Okay, so ocean transport is considered a lot cleaner than flying. All right. Also, what else can happen is ocean freight, once it arrives somewhere, can be hooked up directly to road and rail. So for example, between Ireland and England, 2 islands, there's lots of different boats go. I live near one of the ports, so I can drive my car onto the boat. Boat takes 6 hours, gets to England. I drive off, and there's a massive motorway right there. I'm on the motorway and I'm across into London in 3 hours, okay? Or else if I go on by foot without my car, there's a rail station right beside where the boats pull in. You get off, you're onto the railways, and away you go. So there's lots of really good links. All right. I'm just going to pause there and check our time.